What's up, guys? How you doing? Sports Snippets. Dennis Sullivan here. It's Saturday. It's the 6th of March, 2021. Here to discuss the Miami Heat and their recent victory. You got it. 103-93 against the team, or over the team, with probably the most interesting name in the NBA, as they changed their name just a few short years ago. The New Orleans Pelicans, who are struggling out there in the Western Conference. They moved to 15-21, by the way, but nonetheless, the Heat pull out the victory, get the win, move back to 500. We're going to be talking about all that stuff in this video. So if you do like the content, this particular video, go ahead, hit that like button below, and subscribe to Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. Go ahead and do it. So let's get started, guys. This was a game right prior to the All-Star break. So as we head into this weekend, as we're in Saturday, of course, now as I make this video, we have the All-Star break. So we have a break for about 4 days. Nice little break coming up. The Heat move into 500 position, where they just can't get over 500 for whatever reason. But with this victory, 10-point victory on Thursday night, the Heat are standing now at a record of 18 wins and 18 losses, right around 6th seed or so. There's so much congestion, though, right between the 4th and, say, the 9th seeds. I mean, only 8 are going to get you into the playoffs. But they're right there, 18 and 18. They just can't seem to get over that 500 mark thus far this year, but still, it's good enough. I mean, for now, it's going to be good enough. Has to be good enough. And we're going to discuss the game, how it went. Now, the big story going in was no Bam. So there was no Bam Adebayo going in. He had knee tendinitis. He also had the same thing last weekend as well, but he did play when he was a game-time decision in that game against Utah. I do remember he was game-time decision about a week ago. He, at this point, Thursday night, good move by the Heat, though, because they're probably figuring, you know what, get the break for the All-Star weekend, let him rest, let him heal. There's a lot of wear and tear. It's a long schedule for the NBA. I mean, they've been playing 82 games forever. This year you get 72. That's a little bit abbreviated, but still, I mean, when you look at what they're doing night in and night out, it's wear and tear, wear and tear. So this was a good move by the Heat to rest Bam, and they get the road victory. So any victory on the road, of course, is a really good one. We start the Snippets board with the letters JB. We all know who that is, right? Jimmy Butler just went in there, and he took over on Thursday night, 29 points, 9 assists. He added 3 rebounds. He added 3 steals. He took over the game. He was the star, as he is most of the time. He definitely carried the team, in a sense, on his back. Bam is the number 2 scorer on this team. It's a big loss. I mean, he's your main guy inside, too. So that was great. The guy that really stepped up, point number 2 on the Snippets board, who is a starter this year, Kelly Olynyk, who's been playing a little bit more of a backseat type of role, comes in, steps right up, and actually gets a double-double. He had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. So he came within, say, three assists of a triple-double, guys. He did add a steal, and he played fantastic. He was very active early, if you notice, against Pelicans. He was in there. He was hitting some shots early, getting involved early. That was great. Kendrick Nunn, as many Heat fans do know, all Heat fans should know, he's more of an offensive-minded player. We really like the activity of Kendrick Nunn. He would finish with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. He's definitely offensive-minded, as I mentioned. Gotta like. It's almost impossible not to like Kendrick Nunn as a Miami Heat fan in 2021. I'm a big fan myself. He also had a steal. Duncan Robinson was quiet in this game, wasn't as involved in the offense. I mean, that's going to happen, especially you have a shooter like Duncan, who's kind of most of the time, he's playing off his streaks. You know, he's a shooter, so he's playing off his hot streaks. He might go cold for a while. He's playing his role just well. What I like about Duncan too is that when his shot isn't falling, he knows when to hold back and he knows when to get more involved. He'd finish with 5 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. KZ Okpala gets to start 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, which was impressive. I like what Eric Spoelstra did, Coach Spoelstra, in starting KZ Okpala, because what you're doing is you're basically saying, okay, we're without Bam, let's insert KZ Okpala into the starting lineup, and he kept, by doing so, and let's talk about this real quick, he kept the bench intact, and with certain guys returning back, Tyler Hero, Goran Dragic, the Miami Heat bench now not only is playing at a higher level, it's looking like the Miami Heat bench of 2019, which we definitely, and 2020 too, for that matter, which we definitely want to see. So the Miami Heat bench is now starting to look like the old Miami Heat bench. The 4 that would play off the bench, this is who we want to see coming off the bench. Goran Dragic, Andre Iguodala, Precious Achiuwa, Tyler Hero. Not that we don't want to see other guys. You know, like Struss was coming on strong. Maybe throw some extra minutes towards his playing time at some point. But both teams went with a 9-man rotation. The Heat, though, these are definitely quality bench players, though. You talk about Andre Iguodala, Dragic. It's really Tyler Hero, the rookie, Precious Achiuwa. It's really the strength of the Heat, I think. This is a deep team. Dragic would lead the bench with 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Iguodala played nice. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Achiuwa getting a little bit more involved, played pretty good. Didn't quite, he was like in the mid-teens, I believe, with the minutes. Still not quite at those 20 minutes. 8 points, 5 rebounds, and a steal. Tyler Hero, he's coming off the injury. He wasn't himself. He only went 1 for 6 from the field. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. But let's be honest, guys. Tyler Hero's going to come back. We can count on him coming back strong. He's coming off the injury. He's getting back into the flow. He's got a few games to rest, to heal more, to get back into his groove, and he'll be fine. Pelicans, with the loss, moved to 15-21. They were led by a very good player, Brandon Ingram, with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. He had 2 steals and a block. Really good, well-rounded game for him. Steven Adams, we've seen him for a while now in the NBA, and he's grown into this kind of reliable, sturdy center, if you will. 15 points and 5 rebounds and an assist. Josh Hart had 12 points and 8 rebounds. He added 3 assists. Lonzo Ball only went 4 of 16 from the field. 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. So thank you, Lonzo Ball, for missing 12 of your 16 shots. The Miami Heat fans very much appreciate that. Eric Bledsoe would finish with 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Pelican bench, I mean, for a team that's 15-21, they really don't have that bad of a bench at all. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He played good. He is pretty good. I've been watching him a little bit as far as his statistics, productivity in my fantasy basketball league. I play fantasy basketball. So I've been watching him. I actually had him for a while. I don't know if he's available anymore, though, on the waiver wire. I got to look at that. He's pretty productive. A steal and a block, Walker would add. Kyra Lewis Jr., 11 points, a rebound, an assist, and a steal. Jackson Hayes was nice on the boards, 6 points, but he had 8 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. Nicolo Melli, 7 rebounds, 4 assists he would add. This is the mark the Heat go into the break with. You're at 500, exactly halfway through the regular season, 36 games played, 36 games to go. We're going to need a little bit better win-loss performance in the second half, but I think they will do it. They really don't have to go too crazy the way it looks, though, in the second half to get... I mean, I know a 6-7 seed isn't exciting, but they should get in. You want to strive, though, for a 4th or 5th seed. Boston's currently sitting in the 4th seed spot as we head into the break. But guys, I mean, the Heat are like a game behind Boston Celtics. Boston was 19 and 17. Heat are 18 and 18. So that's separating the two. Then you get the top 3 with Milwaukee. So what do you really want to do? You got Milwaukee, the Nets, Sixers. You want to avoid those 3 teams first round. So the definition of that would be finishing with a 4th or 5th seed. The Heat could do it. They're right there, guys. They're right there. Looking ahead. Okay, next game isn't for 5 more days because of the All-Star weekend. You're looking at 3 games that are a little tricky. Usually you hear me say things like should win 2 out of 3, and I'm going to say the same thing today. Should win 2 of their next 3 when I mention to you the teams, but it's not going to be easy. They play 2 different teams in these 3 games. Both teams competitive. Both teams scrapping for a playoff spot. You got the Magic on Thursday the 11th. That's a home game. Then Friday, the very next day, Friday night, you're playing in Chicago at the Bowl.